Good morning, metalheads of the internet, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Metal Meltdown. Today we are talking about the latest studio album from Rammstein, entitled Zeit. This is the 8th studio album from Rammstein, one of the biggest, most successful, and also most controversial bands to emerge out of Germany in the past 25-30 years. Their fusion of industrial, alternative metal, electropop, EDM, and techno is so iconic, so influential, and so unique that it may have single-handedly spawned an entire new subgenre and movement known as Neue Harte, which I believe translates to either New German Hardcore or New German Hardness. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, because guess what? I'm not German. My English ain't even so fucking good sometimes. Here's what I do know for sure, though. Rammstein, kind of a big fucking deal. They've got tons of hit records with tons of hit singles like Mein Teil, America, Du Hast, Pussy, the latter of which has easily the most explicit and nasty music video of all time. You can literally only find it on websites like Pornhub for reasons that should be made clear once I tell you that you can only find it on websites like Pornhub. They put on an absolutely massive live show. They've been nominated for a couple Grammys, if I'm not mistaken, and they've managed to accomplish all of this despite being constantly embroiled in scandal and controversy. Like, I could literally make an entire video detailing everything that Rammstein have been a part of, intentionally and unintentionally, over the course of the past 25 to 30 years. The Pussy music video being on Pornhub is just the tip of the motherfucking iceberg. For all of these reasons, talking about Rammstein in a critical capacity tends to summon strong emotions out of people, something I learned firsthand when I talked about Rammstein's self-titled album back in 2019, which I thought was fine. I don't think that video's on YouTube anymore, but I don't remember being especially crude or harsh towards it. Rammstein fans certainly felt that I was, though, because they were not happy with me. A couple very interesting comments were left behind. And just a warning, if you're one of those people that was upset with that review, if you love Rammstein and you left a very interesting comment in the wake of me giving that album like a 2.5 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 or whatever the fuck it was, I don't even remember, then, spoiler alert, you might not like this review either, and maybe you should leave. Because Zeit, while inarguably a very well-produced and composed record, just isn't especially interesting. Like, I listened to this all the way through twice, and I didn't even want to listen to it a third time. Like, I felt that I had learned everything I needed to learn about this record through those 2 listens, that I just didn't want to go through it a third time. And I normally do listen to records 3 or 4 times before I review them. So, yeah. I think it starts off on a pretty good note with Army de Tristan. It's got all the chunky riffs and synthesizers that I want from any kind of Rammstein banger, albeit here applied in a much more dreary and melodramatic fashion. Till Lindemann still sounds fantastic, not just on this track, but across the entire album. His ability to sound like a military general, but also a total fucking horn dog at the same goddamn time is genuinely kind of awesome. He still has that incredible fucking voice. His range and his presence is still fucking remarkable. I also like Giftig and Zigzag. They are slightly one-dimensional, slightly cookie-cutter, slightly formulaic by the standards of Rammstein, but you know what? They got those chunky riffs, they're energetic, they got a lot of momentum and drive, they got all the bleeps and bloops and synthesizers and heavy electronic beats that you want from a Rammstein track. You know, I could play both of these at a rave, I could play both of these in the midst of a fucking mosh pit, and I don't think too many heads would turn. Not too drastically, at least. But, yeah, that's kinda it, to be honest. Tracks like Zeit and Schwarz and Mein Trainen in particular are weirdly very lethargic and slow moving. Like, I was genuinely really bored by these songs. I find myself skipping each and every one of them on my second playthrough of this record. I don't think I got further than like a minute into any one of these tracks on my second listen. Other tracks like Adieu and Angst just feel so run-of-the-mill, so predictable, so meat and potatoes by Rammstein standards, as I sometimes say on the Metal Meltdown. And then there's something like Dick Titten, which is just stupid. There's no other word for it. I don't need to know German to tell you that this song is just straight up fucking stupid. A lame attempt at a slow-burning industrial song that fails to capture my imagination and my excitement in the way that other, sexually explicit Rammstein songs in the past have, like, the aforementioned Pussy. Yeah, that track is also pretty stupid, but you know what? It's also kinda awesome. Like, it's fun stupid. Dick Titten is just bad stupid. It's just stupid. I don't want to say Rammstein have lost their touch per se, because, they clearly give a shit. You can hear it in the performances. The production, the sound mix, it's genuinely really good. It's crisp, it's punchy, it's dynamic, it's everything you would want from like a big scale rock or metal record. But it's hard not to think that they've lost their touch when we have so many songs that just have no impact and have no staying power whatsoever. This is Rammstein doing what they do, just not doing it especially well. I'd much rather go back and listen to the older cuts, older hit singles, older hit records. Maybe this stuff will translate in a live setting, I don't fucking know, but I'm also realistically probably not going to see Rammstein in my fucking lifetime. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, because I do want to see them, but they also, never tour. And they also, specifically, never come to Toronto, so the odds are not in my favor. I can't really recommend this to somebody unless they're a die-hard fan of Rammstein, and again, even in that case, just go listen to one of the older records, man. They're just better. They're just better. Honestly, I'm running out of things to say. I'm getting bored just sitting here talking about this record, so let's wrap it up. 2.5 out of 5, Zeit from Rammstein. They're icons, no arguing otherwise, but they did not bring their A game to this fucking record. I'd argue it's their most boring record yet. I don't know about their worst. I'd have to sit through their whole discography to really think about it, but definitely their most boring. Like, this just did not do a fucking thing for me. Sorry, guys. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be, so what do you think? Do you like this record? Do you not like this record? And what do you want to hear from me next? And thank you for watching. Make sure you press subscribe right here so you get updates on the Metal Meltdown immediately in case you somehow aren't already. And as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.